If that works. Alrighty tighty, I'll adjust this up for your comfort. Still alive. Let's just say that time is a premium around here. It's August. We all know it's August no matter which time zone you're in, which means we're in the weird part of the tourist season. Still heavy traffic like July, except there's something odd about August. This is the time, for some weird, mysterious reason, when things happen. In the past week and a half, I've had to call 911 twice. Once for a miscreant to trespass them because they were not coloring within the lines. And the second time was a medical emergency which required an ambulance. And so, you know, it is what it is. Welcome to the land of tourism. I have received some requests for bows, bow blanks, finished bows, quotes on prices, stuff like that. Well, I'm here to say that this is like the most difficult time for me to do anything on the outside besides my job. You know, the morning till night, 7 days a week, keeping this machine running smoothly. And so the first week of September, that is when you should get back to me. 'Cause hopefully the kids getting normal, to whatever that means. Kids will be back in school. The heavy part of traffic will be over. We'll get a breath of relief in September, and then it hits hard during the fall color tour, which, you know, is ironic because it's the time of the year which I'm most tired, but it's also by far the busiest time where there's just a flurry of traffic all day long like a parade. Now, personal note, on top of everything else, looking to get the retirement home. You know, in 5 years, that's my timeline to enter the next phase of my life. I don't want to say the last phase, but you know, it is what it is. By the time you reach that point, you should be good with knowing that, like, you're not going to be here forever. And finally was approved for a VA loan. The difficult part right now, the nerve-wracking, stomach-churning part, is our contract for closing is up on the 26th of this month. And so we're down to the wire. The issue was my paperwork. I finally received paperwork and it was incorrect. Imagine that. Records that were missing a lot of information, which made it so suddenly, oh, I'm not eligible for a veteran's loan, and then went to the conventional loan looking for another place, and suddenly the veterans group that's helping me received my COE, the certificate of eligibility. Yes, in fact, I am, and so we're going ahead with that. There's other exceptions. You know, being the manager, resident manager, is an exceptional kind of thing because the house is part of the job, and so of course that's making it more difficult, but we're hanging in there. I've got a bulldog of a real estate agent. I changed my answer. No way, no how would I want to be a real estate agent. Oh man, they do work for their money. Like throughout the day, and I'm talking like all night long, and it's a horrible thing. So I'm going to clear my mind, think about making bows and also fishing. To give you some idea of why I don't go fishing now, is in the past 4 months, 4.5 months, I've had a partial day off. And so it's not like I can go off on the weekends or go off during the day and go fishing. It's been more than 23 years since I've been able to go fishing. I could go ice fishing, but you know, I sat on a bucket once on the ice and it wasn't for me. And so in 5 years, I can go fishing again. Yay, you know, long-term goals. So I'm looking at things. I've been researching fishing rods and reels and stuff, and now that I'm looking at a mortgage, I can't buy stuff that I don't need. And so I remembered, even though my fly rods, I've always been a fly fisherman. That's what I did. Poppers for bluegill, streamers for bass, whatever. Not a lot of trout fishing with fly rods, but lake fish. Always served me well, did some fly tying, blah, blah, blah. My two rods I didn't really care for the graphite one. I just didn't like the action. But I had a beautiful Browning Silaflex. Forgot what it was, 8.5 feet long or something like that. Beautiful fishing fly rod. It was stolen. But I've always had, check this out. This is my daddy's, and it could be from the 50s. It's a Wright and McBill Sunrise, a number 4 8-foot long rod. And I'm not sure if this is my reel, it's a Martin, or it was his. I would love to match the reel to the age of this pole. And it was all, on the bottom it was pristine, and on the top it was, I thought it was oxidation somehow, I don't know. But paste wax cleaned it all up. So this is in beautiful shape. I mean, everything is in nice shape. The cork on the handle is weird. I've never seen it kind of ridgy. I think it just dried out over the past 70 years. But I like that. It has the age. An issue, which is minor, is the reel seat. You know, I need to re-glue that. And I was researching what kind of glues do you use in fly rod building. And, you know, I could probably use epoxy or something like that. But I'm going to get correct glue for this. This pole deserves it. It's wonderful. And I'm not going to stick this in all the way. I can do the wiggle test. And there is no... Of course, these are a stiff spot right here, but it does. It feels wonderful. And so this will be my fishing pole. Unless I do break down and get like a bait casting or a closed-faced Zebco Model 33 Platinum. I've been researching those. Or a what have you, an open-face spinning reel. I'm going to go fly fishing. I'm going to dream about the time when I can just go on a nice spring or summer or fall day and go fishing. It actually happens at the house that we want to buy. It's beautiful, 1920, I told you before. Original woodwork and everything. The owners since 1920 didn't destroy its character, so this looks like a beautiful old house. And the appraisal is today, so we can still make the 26th. What was interesting was during the inspection, the inspector said he's glad his wife wasn't there because he fell in love with the house. Everyone that sees this house falls in love with it. And again, on the west side here on Lake Michigan, I call it Lake Michigami, real estate prices are freaking ridiculous. They're absolutely obnoxious, insane, because this is considered the Gold Coast of Michigan. But on the west, or on the east side, on Lake Huron, real estate is cheap, and it's still beautiful, and it's quiet because of tourism. I love my visitors. When I open the gates, I'm going to be talking constantly until about 9 o'clock tonight. But over there, man, you can walk around the roads in this neighborhood and not see any cars, just people walking around like Andy Griffith's little town of Mayberry, because the tourism isn't there. But that is all. First week in September, get to me, please, get to me, and let's line up some commissions here. I'm going to get to work here. It's 40 minutes before the gate's closing, but I have to do my rounds, make sure everything is ready, and crossed fingers I don't have to call 911 again today. That is all.